Hello, folks, and welcome to another episode of the Cubs Line Podcast. I'm Ryan Dunleavy,
And I'm Ryan Zielinski.
and today the Cubs win the rubber match versus the Reds 6-1. They hit very well off of All-Star pitcher Andrew Abbott. Just a great game today, and some good momentum going into the St. Louis series. Ryan, what was your takeaways from the game today?
They hit and they pitched, right? You got another amazing outing from Cade Horton, like we said, that we said needed to happen. They hit the ball. Seiya had a couple RBIs. He had a homer, too. Dansby had a homer. Hap had a homer. Boys were hitting today, which is good to see, which they're going to have to do down the stretch here. And yeah, just an overall a great game.
Yeah, for sure. A very fun game to be at as well. Make sure to go check out the vlog. It was a lot of fun. Good game to be at. And thank you to our sponsor, Mark's Card Shop. Make sure to go check them out at markscardshop.com. Thank you for sponsoring today's show. So with this win, the Cubs move up to 66 and 48. Unfortunately, the Brewers win again and end up sweeping. They were the first team to 70 wins this year, so the Cubs are still 4 games back. Hopefully, they can make up some ground because even though the Mets just got swept, the Mets are a very tough team still, especially with Kodai Senga throwing the ball on Friday. You got some good pitchers throwing for the Mets this weekend, so hopefully they can take 2 out of 3. Cubs can win a couple ball games and go from there. But everything's going to be kind of determined after that 5 game series. I can't talk enough about how huge that series is going to be.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna hope it's, another playoff atmosphere, right? I think those are gonna be, some of the biggest games that they've played since the playoffs in 2020. Like, the series in Milwaukee was big, but this 5 game series is so much bigger. And yeah, I mean, I think this is gonna be the biggest ball games they've played since that playoff series in 2020. And I hope, the fans show up for a playoff atmosphere. And there's no doubt, I think they definitely will.
Yeah, and with that, with the W today, I move on to 5-2 on the year so far. I'm on a 3 game win streak as of late. I got to start going to some more games.
Oh, good for you. I think I'm 2-3, 2-4, 3-4, something like that.
Yeah, 5-2 on the year, baby. Let's go. So
This guy.
we'll get into this recap. Start off the game. Cade Horton freezes TJ Friedel on a curveball to strike him out. Friedel's a good hitter, always good to strike him out early. And then on the 1-2 pitch, Spencer Steer hits a high pop fly to Matt Shaw, and he loses it in the sun. Steer hustles it out, gets the second. Oh, a very rough play from Matt Shaw. Not good at all there.
Yeah, I'm not going to, dock him too much. He's been really good for this team, and he's been a really good fielder. It's one mistake, and, no one can make, if Matt Shaw loses it in the sun, it's not like a regular old Joe could make that play. So it's all right.
Yeah, and then it's fine because Ellie De La Cruz strikes out on a low changeup in the dirt, and Austin Hayes hits a weak fly out to PCA in center. Nico Horner starts the game with a 5 pitch walk, gets on, and then Justin Turner hits a weak fly out to Novi Marte. Seiya Suzuki hits a single. This ball was smoked on the ground, 109 off the bat. Second pitch jumped on this changeup. Love to see it from Seiya. So you got runners on first and second, and then Carson Kelly grounds into a force out. Sends Spencer Steer to Ellie De La Cruz, so they get the out at second, but you got runners on the corners for PCA. And then he strikes out on a foul tip. This was a sweeper, like kind of down in a way, but still a very hittable pitch. Take this ball opposite field. PCA has been really struggling as of late, and hopefully the Cubs can get him back to his MVP form and he can even get back in those conversations. Do you think he could still get back in the MVP conversation?
I don't think so, honestly. Yeah, he definitely, I mean, he's gonna get back to form hopefully, but this long, long slump, I think he was already a long shot. And now with this slump, I think it's Otani's to win.
I agree. He's hitting 200 in his last 7 games, especially with Otani returning to the mound. Top of the second inning, the Reds go 1-2-3. Gavin Lux grounds out to Nico. Tyler Stevenson grounds out to Dansby, and Novi Marte strikes out, swinging on a sweeper down. Nice job from Cade Horton. Not 6 up, 6 downs, but he hasn't allowed a hit yet, and he's got recorded 3 strikeouts so far. Willie Castro hits a weak ground out to Gavin Lux, and then Ian Happ draws a walk. Dancy Swanson hits a line out. If it's any other shortstop, not Ellie De La Cruz, who's 6'8", no one else makes his play. Dansby hits it 106. Ellie De La Cruz leaps up, makes his play. That was an unreal play by De La Cruz. Most shortstops do not make that play. So good ball from Dansby, but great play from Ellie. And then Matt Shaw smokes one. Friedel goes back, but Matt Shaw just didn't get enough on it. Still a good ball. Cubs are not at 0-0 after 2 innings. Top of the third, the Reds go down 1-2-3. Fraley pops out to Nico. Cabrian Hayes pops out to JT, and then Friedel grounds out to Dansby. Bottom of the third, Nico hits a leadoff single on a line drive down the right field line. He's been doing a great job of taking it opposite field line drives as of late, and he's finding spots and finding a lot of grass. And then Justin Turner, Cubs put on the hit and run with a 3-2 count. Turner gets a fastball down the middle, takes this ball opposite field 100 miles an hour. So the Cubs got runners on the corner for Seiya. Seiya hits a really good ball. Fraley slides and makes this grab. Most other left fielders, that's a gapper. Maybe scores 2 runs if you got someone faster than JT on first. But a good ball from Seiya. Does a job, gets the run in. 1-0 Cubbies. How were you feeling after this Seiya sack fly? Were you pretty confident or?
Yeah, first and third, I mean, scoring the run, I was hype. I would have liked a little more, since the bats have been cold, but I'm not going to complain about a lead.
Yeah, and then Carson Kelly hits a swinging bunt out at first, but JT goes to second. And then PCA flies out to Fraley. It was a pretty good ball, actually. He just didn't get enough on it. Takes in outside pitch opposite field, which I like to see. Spencer Steer strikes out. Ellie De La Cruz hits a weak fly out to PCA. And then Austin Hayes hits a double to PCA, but this was Ian Happ's ball. He just takes this ball opposite field and does a really nice job on it. Or sorry, my bad. Austin Hayes, he pulls this ball. It was off the ivy. I thought this was gone off the bat, 104, but no damage there besides that because he strikes out Gavin Lux. Looking on a high and fastball. Really nice pitch there from Cade Horton. Were you like how pumped were you to see like this start of the game for Cade Horton?
I mean, it was huge for him. We talked about how he was going to have another one of his really good starts. He did that today. I was super pumped for him, and I mean, this start I think solidifies him as the three.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. He's been really good as of late, and I've loved watching Cade Horton pitch, and I was super excited to see him throw the ball. Bottom of the fourth, the Cubs go down 1-2-3. Willie Castro grounds out to Ellie De La Cruz. Ian Happ flies out to right field, and then Dansby grounds out to De La Cruz. Then top of the fifth, Tyler Stevenson strikes out. Novi Marte pops out. Jake Fraley grounds out. So another 1-2-3 inning for Cade. Bottom of the fifth, Matt Shaw grounds out. Nico Horner flies out, and then Justin Turner flies out to Novi Marte. Marte like literally just like it was like a basket catch and foul territory. Really nice play there from him. And then top of the sixth inning, Cabrian Hayes grounds out. TJ Friedel singles on a ground ball to right field. This ball smoke jumps on a first pitch, and then Spencer Steer ground flies out to Willie Castro. He makes another basket sliding catch, really nice. And then that would be it for Cade Horton. Personally, I would have let him go. He was only at 65 pitches in the sixth inning. Like I don't understand why they took him out, but the bullpen was fine, so I'm not going to complain too much. Pomeranz comes in and strikes out De La Cruz on a knuckle curve. So good job from Drew Pomeranz there. Bottom of the sixth inning, 1-2 count. Seiya Suzuki hits a sweeper down the middle, and he makes no mistake. He hits a ball. It was a line drive, and it just got out. This ball was 110 off the bat. His 27th home run of the year. I mean, how excited were you to see Seiya Suzuki having a day after he struggled after the All Star break?
I mean, it was great, right? Sometimes when you're in a slump, you need just one spark of life, and I think he gave that to us today. But yeah, super pumped to see him finally get one out into the seats.
Yeah, it was really good to see him getting that power back, and I hope he goes and gets super hot because the Cubs need Suzuki to get hot and finish the year off. Maybe, hopefully, he could get to 40 home runs. I think he will, but it's going to be a tough task, and he's going to have to get hot. And Carson Kelly hits a single on the line drive to left field, but then the Cubs can't do anything after that as PCA flies out, Willie Castro strikes out, and Ian Happ flies out. Top of the seventh, Andrew Kittredge comes in and throws the sixth immaculate inning in Cubs history. Austin Hayes, three pitches and a strikeout. Gavin Lux, 3 pitches and a strikeout. And then Tyler Stevenson, 3 pitches and a strikeout. That was super cool. The first ever immaculate inning I've ever seen, and I saw one of six in Cubs history today, so that was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, Mister Good Luck over here.
Yeah, I know. Kittredge, I mean, he goes in yesterday, gives up 4 runs, and today immaculate inning. Nice to see him bounce back though, for sure. Great outing from
Definitely,
him.
definitely. Good to see him. After getting booed off the mound last night, get that immaculate inning and get the crowd going.
Yeah, and then another leadoff home run in the inning from Dansby Swanson. He hits his 18th home run of the year. Another line drive. It was like the same. All three of their home runs were literally the same spot. Low 2-1 changeup. Dansby smokes this ball 105 miles an hour. Love to see it from Dansby. He's another guy. If he can get hot, he'll be quite a tool for the Cubs late in the season. And then Matt Shaw strikes out. Nico Horner flies out. And then JT smokes a double to the wall. This ball was hit 107 miles an hour off the bat. This was a high fastball, and he made no mistake on it. Seiya Suzuki walked after Luis May came in the game. Suzuki walked. Then Carson Kelly hit a single on a line drive to Drake Fraley. Justin Turner scored from second. Seiya Suzuki advanced to second. Nice hit there from Kelly. Some insurance runs. Do you think that was the game after that knock?
Uh, I don't know if I necessarily thought it was the game. I was very confident though. A big again get it to four, but I was confident when Keller went 1-2-3. When Keller went 1-2-3, and I knew we were only 3 outs away. That's when I was confident, and I knew it was probably over.
Yeah, Brad Keller comes in, gets three ground outs. Nice job from him. Willie Castro leads off the inning with a ground out, and then Ian Happ takes the ball opposite field for his 16th homer on the year. This ball was hit 101 miles an hour after bat, 363 feet. So he didn't like kill this ball, but it was just enough to get out. Nice to see Happer getting hot. Happ, Dansby, Suzuki, three veterans that need to get hot for this late run in the season.
Yeah, for sure. You're always gonna. I mean, again, Hap has playoff experience, so he's gonna have to, lead the charge here. I mean, Dansby has a ring too. They're gonna need, their veterans, their Tuckers, their Haps, their Dansbys, um, to step up here at the last month and a half here and try to go win the division.
Yeah, for sure. And then Dansby flies out. Matty Shaw smokes a ground ball. Um, this was a single to left field. He advances to second on a wild pitch. Then Nico hits a line drive to Fraley. This ball was smoked, or it wasn't really smoked. It was just kind of a blooper. Got down. Great job from Nico Horner there. Makes it a 6-0 game. And then Michael Bush comes in to pinch hit. He flies out. Top of the ninth, Danny P comes in. Friedel hits a leadoff single. He strikes out Spencer Steer. Ellie De La Cruz hits a piss missile of a single. And then runners on first and second. He has a wild pitch. Runners on second and third. Austin Hayes grounds out, breaks up the shutout, makes it a 6-1 game. And then Danny P strikes out. Gavin Lux looking on a high slider. Cubs fly the W. What were your just overall thoughts from the game?
I mean, again, like we finally the bats finally got going. Uh
My bad.
oh. The bats finally got going. The pitching was there. Cade Horton, great start. We're gonna need more of those. But yeah, they were hitting the ball. They were pitching today. All around good team win.
Yeah, for sure. You love to see it. Great W today. So now we'll get into the pitching. Cade Horton comes in, starts this ball game. He goes 5 innings and 2/3. He gets a W, goes up to 6-3 on the year, allows 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 6 strikeouts. He's now at a 3.18 ERA. He's now gone 21 and 2/3 of an inning of scoreless baseball. And then Drew Pomeranz goes a third of an inning, comes in for Ellie De La Cruz, strikes him out. He's now at a 1.97 ERA. Andrew Kittredge comes in, gets a hold, his 10th on the year. Pomeranz also got a hold, his ninth on the year. Kittredge comes in for an inning, throws the immaculate inning, 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts. He's now at a 4.15 ERA. Brad Keller comes in, 3 up, 3 down, 3 grounds outs. He's now at a 2.7 ERA. And then Danny P comes in for the ninth. He goes 1 inning, 2 hits, 1 run, and it was earned, no walks, 2 strikeouts. He's now at a 1.73 ERA. What did you see from Cade Horton today that really impressed you?
He really threw strikes today. I mean, he threw 67 pitches and 56 of them were strikes. That's very impressive from a big leaguer. Um, But yeah, I mean, he limited the walks because he had zero. He struck out six. I mean, again, I want to highlight the no walks, right? Only two hits. One was a double. The other was, I believe, a single, if I have that right.
Yeah, it
I
was
mean,
a double by Hayes, and then it was a single from Friedel.
yeah, I mean that's it, right? That's again, limit the base runners. But yeah, he hit his spots today. He threw strikes, limited the walks. A great outing.
Yeah, can't wait to see Cade Horton pitch some big games. And if you got a 3 game series and you're on the verge of a playoff, right now I'm going Boyd, Imanaga, and I'm giving Cade that 3 spot. He's been so good for the Cubs as of late, and I love watching him pitch. And I'm starting to get confident whenever Cade's on the mound. It's going to be a good day.
Yeah, so I mean, look at it this way: if they're a wild card team, which I expect them to be, Game one will be Shota, Game two will be Boyd, or Game one will be Boyd, Game two will be Shota. If you sweep that series, let's say they sweep, right? Game one of the NLDS will be Cade Horton. If you would have told me that, a month ago, I would have been like, oh God. Now I'm being like, we can win that game.
Yeah, Cade Horton's really starting to hit his potential, and hot take, he's going to be the ace for the Cubs in the next 5 years.
I could see
Maybe
it. I don't hate that.
another hot take, not next year, but the year after that, he's the Cubs opening day starter.
Okay, I could. I could see that. I'm not gonna
Here's my
throw
thing
shade at
though.
that.
Shota Imanaga is he has next year, the year after that, and the year after that, and then his contract is up. Matthew Boyd next year is his last year on his contract. So a lot of these pitchers, J Mo's last year is next year, Colin Ray's last year is next year. So you got 3 starting pitchers off the books next year. So
And we all
um
know that they're not gonna bring,
yeah,
Rick
anyone
Henry.
back.
Yeah.
Which is fine though. I mean Colin Ray, J Mo, boy, they all did good for this team. I mean, maybe you bring J Mo back, but I doubt they'll bring Boyd or Ray back because Matt Boyd had a great year this year, but who knows how he's gonna be next year.
No, yeah, he's one of those kind of guys who, will have a really, really, really good year and then just go back to being average, like how they've been. Um, like I guess you could say really Stroman, but he was pretty good, and then was again, but just got really, really good with the Cubs in 2023 before his injury, and then he got really, really bad.
Yeah. And then my player of the game today is Seiya Suzuki. He went 2 for 2 with a home run, 2 RBIs, and a run. Great day for him at the friendly confines and was a big factor in their W today.
Yeah, so for the play of the game, I had two in mind. You went Saya, I'll go Cade. Cade Horton, again, another great start. That's, like six straight 5+ inning scoreless outings for him. So yeah, Cade Horton.
Yeah, my first question is what is the difference you saw in this offense compared to the beginning of the series?
I mean, they hit home runs and, in spots where they needed to come through, they came through. Like say a Suzuki sack fly. Just do a job. Don't be the hero. And then say hit a homer, Dansby hit a homer, and then here you go, Carson Kelly. I believe was there two outs? One? Two out, one out? I think it was two. I could be wrong though. But bottom of the seventh, Carson Kelly, RBI single, again, doing jobs. Nico Horner brings in Matt Shaw with the single. Again, just doing jobs, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, JT, Carson Cowley, Nico Horner, Say Suzuki, all 4 guys had 2 hit games today. So that was a big difference I saw as well. I mean, you got 4 guys with 2 hit games. They were getting guys in, they were doing jobs no matter what they were doing, and a lot less strikeouts today as well. They struck out way too many times on Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, I agree with that.
My next question is do you think it was like noticeable that Kyle Tucker wasn't in the lineup today and they raked? Like, you think that was a coincidence or what do you think about that?
I mean, it definitely could be. He's been striking out way too much lately, and with him, out, it definitely might not be a coincidence, but I mean, it could be. I don't know. I guess I won't really know until he comes back on Friday.
Well, it's been a waste of an at bat at the beginning of the series, man. I mean, like every time Kyle
Yeah.
Tucker comes up, like, oh, he's not doing anything. Ground out to second base, strikeout. Those are the only
Fastball,
2 times.
fastball, fastball, strike three.
Yeah, he's been stinking it up as of late. So he's been really bad. And my next question is the bullpen was a lot better today than they were early in the series as well. What was the difference from today's bullpen compared to like the start of the series, especially Kittredge, because Kittredge got rocked yesterday and then was great today.
I mean, Kittredge threw an immaculate inning, but for the other guys, just limiting the mistakes, limiting the uncompetitive four pitch walks, limiting the um yeah, limiting the bad locations, just limiting that kind of stuff, throwing and hitting spots.
Yeah. And then before we get into the St. Louis preview, talk to me about how big this series is for the Cubs.
Well, we were kind of talking about it yesterday. Like, I mean, you got to go in there without Michaelis starting, which sucks. I know we wanted to see the Cubs rock
After a
Michaelis.
viral video.
Yeah, after the viral video. You want to see him go in there. You got Boyd going tomorrow, Ray going, and then Ben Brown on Saturday Night Baseball.
Nope,
You got
it
to
is
win.
not Ben Brown. I do not
Oh, they
think.
switched it. I checked last night and it was Ben Brown.
I don't think so. I could be wrong, but it's Shota.
Oh, it's Shota now.
Yep, it's not Ben Brown. It's Shota.
Well, that's just even better now. I think they can even sweep this series. I think they definitely win Friday. They definitely win Sunday. Sonny Gray pitching, unless they've changed that too. But I think
No, they're. I think they're just skipping over Ben Brown's spot in the rotation. So that makes me think that they think that Assad or JMO will be back for Toronto.
that probably is, yeah, because Shota was supposed to go Tuesday for
Yeah.
Toronto. So that means that Assad will. Honestly, I think it might be JMO.
Well, JMO's been with the team. I think it'll probably be JMO on Tuesday, and they'll probably just keep Ben Brown in the bullpen.
Yeah, I like it though. I like it. Keep him around the bullpen where he's been good. So I'll take it. But anyway, I think they can sweep this series. They don't need to, but it would definitely be nice. Just take 2 out of 3. I think win Friday, Sunday, Saturday is kind of the decider. Um, but I think I'm confident in Colin Ray. But yeah, the series is huge. With the Brewers playing a tougher opponent in the Mets, who's they've been shaky lately, but they have the potential. Hopefully, the Mets can take 2 out of 3 there, and the Cubs can either win 3 or 2, take a game or two back in the division, and yeah, move on. Tough series against Toronto coming up here, so they're gonna need every win they can get in St. Louis.
Yeah, they are because the Blue Jays are a very good team. That's going to be a very competitive playoff like series. So now we'll get into the series preview. Cubs go to St. Louis and Busch Stadium for a 3-game series. All these games will be night games, including a Sunday night baseball game on Sunday. So we'll get into the preview on Friday for the Cubs is the Southpaw Matt Boyd. I actually got to meet him today. A very cool guy. Got an autographed baseball by him. Super friendly, super cool guy. In 22 games this year, the All Star is 11-4 with a 2.34 ERA and 130 and 2/3 of an inning with 118 strikeouts with a 1.03 WHIP. Matty B's been great for the Cubs this year. And then for the Cardinals, it is their 2021 first round pick from UC Santa Barbara, Michael McGreevy. McGreevy in 7 games this year is 3-2 with a 5.08 ERA. In 39 innings, he has 23 strikeouts with a 1.23 whip. McGreevy, we've seen him out of the bullpen before, but in the starting role, he's taken that on a little bit more. He was a high prospect for St. Louis, but in his MLB rookie season, he's struggled a lot this year. He had a really good year last year for the Cardinals as he was 3-0 with a 1.96 ERA, but he hasn't been as good this year for them. So that will be game one, a 7:15 Central start time in game one of the series. And then game two at 6:15 Central time for the Cubbies. It will be number 53, Colin Ray, taking the mound. C Ray is 2-3, or he in 23 games, he is 8-5 on the year with a 4.23 ERA and 110 and 2/3 of an inning. He has 79 strikeouts with a 1.32 whip. Colin Ray's been pretty solid for the Cubs this year. And then for the Cardinals, it is and Andre Palatine. In 22 games, he is 6-8 on the year with a 4.57 ERA. He's pitched 122 innings with 80 strikeouts and a 1.32 WHIP. So nothing special, but he's been all right. He served some time. Another guy like McGreevy, who had a very nice season last year, 4-1, but this year he hasn't been nearly as good. And then in the rubber match on Sunday Night Baseball, we're going to have quite the pitcher's duel. For the Cubs, it is the Southpaw, the throwing philosopher, Shota Imanaga. In 16 games, he's 8-4 with a 3.12 ERA. In 89 and a third of an inning, he has 70 strikeouts with a 1 whip. And then for the Cardinals, number 54, Sonny Gray. Um, Sonny Gray in 23 games is 10-5 on the year with a 4.21 ERA in 128 and a third of an inning. He has 141 strikeouts with a 1.17 whip. Obviously, this is going to be the most intriguing game. It's on Sunday Night Baseball, one of the best rivalries in baseball, and you got two of the best pitchers in the league going at it. So I'm super excited to watch that game. Ryan, what's your most favorable game for the Cubs?
Um, I mean, I gotta go with Friday. You know, Matthew Boyd going up against a guy who has taken the starting role pretty recent. I want to say, right?
Yeah. He kind of
So
started off as like a long relief bullpen guy, but he's been a starter as of late. Like,
yeah, so I'll I like that the ace. Matty Boyd's been throwing it really well, and then Saturday just in or sorry Sunday just intriguing as a fan. I mean tickets as low as $15 for Sunday Night Baseball. I'd love it if the prices were like that here.
boo the Cubs and pack the stadium in red. Miles
Packing
Michaelis
packing
quotes.
and ratted, packing and ratted, boo them. God, I hate that guy. Such a bum.
Yeah. So, what are your three keys to the series if you're the Cubs?
Do what they did today. I mean, you got to hit. I'm not necessarily saying win 7-0 every game, but Matty Boyd's gonna pitch a gem tomorrow. I'll guarantee it. So I think you just gotta put up five tomorrow. Maybe it's 5-2, 5-3. The bullpen can shut that down. Hopefully, Matty Boyd can go seven. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. And then go maybe Keller, Kittredge, Rogers at maybe, and then Palencia shuts the door in the ninth. But yeah, Saturday, I think you're gonna have to score a little more with Colin Ray on the bump. Nothing against Colin Ray. It's just I don't necessarily know if he's gonna go 7 innings with giving up 2 runs. So you're probably gonna have to score about 7 or 6. No meme there. Um, and then Sunday showed a gem. I'd say just hit the ball like you did today. Do jobs. Don't try to be the hero. And your starters are gonna have to pitch pretty well.
Yeah, they are, and I think this is a series that the Cubs no doubt should sweep. The Cardinals haven't been playing good ball as of late, and you're not having to face some very high quality pitchers. So I'm super excited for this series, and I think this is a very winnable series for the Cubs.
I agree. And we were kind of talking about it yesterday. Like St. Louis is really where the Cubs in past years have either started really big hot streaks or have collapsed. So if they can pick up a sweep here, maybe they can get going and win, maybe another series in Toronto and come back home and win another one against Pittsburgh. So yeah, I mean, I'm really excited for this series. It's always Cubs Cardinals is always so fun.
Yeah, so hopefully a better series than the last time they went down to St. Louis. So now we'll take a look around the MLB as this was a pretty full slate today. A lot of teams with off days and travel days tomorrow, so not as much baseball. No podcast tomorrow from us, but we'll be back on Friday with a recap of that Cardinals game. So the Mariners are currently beating the White Sox 8-5 in the top of the eighth. Julio Rodriguez with a 3-run home run. Mike Talkman and Lenny Sosa went back to back for the White Sox though. The D-backs and Padres are currently tied at 2-2. Ryan O'Hearn hit the game tying home run in his first home run as a Padre, and Ramon Laureano double play. He gunned a guy from the outfield. So that was two big impacts. Nestor Cortez with his Padres debut was pretty nice. Three strikeouts. The Giants beat the Pirates 4-2 today. Jerrier Encarnacion crushes a 442-foot home run for them. Dom Smith with the go-ahead double to put the Giants ahead and get this ball game a W. The Orioles beat the Phillies 5-1 today. Colby Mayo with a 3-run shot, and Jeremiah Jackson recorded his first RBI. Trevor Rogers stays hot with another hell of an outing versus a very good team. He's had a really nice season. The Guardians beat the Mets 4-1. Gavin Williams had a no hitter. He had it for 8 1/3 of an inning, so he was 2 outs away from a no hitter. I believe he went 124 pitches, but they put Evan Gaddison or they put Hunter Gaddison to finish the game. A Juan Soto solo home run interrupted the no hitter. He was getting booed for it by his own fans, so that was pretty funny.
I mean, rightfully so. If I was a Mets fan, I would too. I mean, a chance to see history there. I've I want to ask you this question: if you were at a Cubs game and it wasn't like 2-0 or 1-0, like it was 4 or 5, would you be cheering for the no hitter just to see it in
Oh,
person?
100%. As long
Me
as it's
too.
not the Cardinals or the White Sox or the Brewers, I don't care.
A
I
hundred
wanna see
percent.
a
I
no-hitter.
would literally be cheering against the Cubs like in the eighth and ninth because it's just I want to see a no hitter before I die.
Yeah. The Twins beat the Tigers 9-4. Brooks Lee hit a solo shot in the W. Jack Flaherty with the loss. The Yankees finally win a game. They beat the Rangers 3-2. Uh, Goldie hit a pinch hit home run for the go ahead shot. Mark Leiter Jr. gets the W, and David Bednar gets his first Yankee save. The Blue Jays beat the Rockies 20-1. The Blue Jays are up for 8 runs in the ninth inning. Davis Schneider with a two-homer game. I believe the combined score in the series was like 68 to like 5, maybe. Just complete domination from the first pitch of the series to the last.
Yeah, it was like 68 to like 3. I think they had 68 and the Rockies scored like one each game or something.
Yeah, that was a very rough series if you're a Rockies fan, and a good series if you're a Blue Jays fan. Hopefully, the Cubs can do something similar like that when they head to Colorado later in the year. The Rays beat the Angels 5-4. Junior Caminero with a two-homer game, and Mike Trout with a three-run shot as well. Nice to see Trouty with a nice game. The Cardinals beat the Dodgers 5-3. Walker and Nootbaar lead the Cardinals in their W. They both had big games, but Shohei Ohtani homered for his 1,000th career hit, his 39th bomb on the year. The Marlins beat the Astros 6-4. Xavier Edwards went 4 for 5 today, and Christian Walker with a two-run shot for the Astros. The Nationals beat the Athletics 2-1. C.J. Abrams hit a walk-off single. Not Merrill Kelly. Sorry about that. Tyler Soderstrom hits a solo homer. The Royals beat the Red Sox 7-6 and snaps their winning streak. Jonathan India with a solo shot. Michael Wacha shoved, and Kyle Isbell with a two-run single. Dustin May gets the loss in his first Red Sox start. Then the Brewers beat the Braves 5-4. Andrew Vaughn with the solo shot and a couple other home runs lead the Brewers past the Braves today. And then tomorrow for the slate, you got White Sox versus Mariners at 3:10. Shane Smith versus Logan Gilbert. You got the Athletics for the Nationals at 11:05. Jacob Wilson versus Mitchell Parker. And then the Reds face off against the Pirates at 5:40 in the game one of that series. Brady Singer versus Paul Skeens. And the last game of the slate is Marlins versus the Braves. Carlos Carrasco versus Edward Perez. The only really playoff contending team you got playing tomorrow is the Mariners and Reds. So not much for tomorrow. So now we will get into MLB Pickle.
You muted there, right?
Now we're gonna get into MLB Pickle. The first player I'm gonna pick is Cade Horton, our player of the game. So it is a righty from the USA in the AL. I'll go AL West righty. Altuve. We got the division a righty from the USA in the AL West, not a starting pitcher. Jacob Wilson maybe. Or Jacob Webb. So he's not on the Rangers. He's on the Athletics, a righty from the USA. Around
Uh,
31 years old.
Rooker.
Yep, Brent Rooker.
Oh,
Now we'll play Immaculate Grid Baseball. First we got is Dodgers and Mets.
Michael Conforto.
Porto, yeah. There we go. LA and St. Louis. You go Tommy Edman. And then LA 30 home run season, Freddie Freeman. Or no, let's go Shohei. Shohei Ohtani. And then Red Sox and Mets, our guy Steven Matz. And then for Red Sox and Cardinals, you could have went Matz for either, but mm,
Did you get
Hall of Fame for the Mets, I'll do Piazza.
did you do Red Sox Cardinals yet?
No. And then Hall of Fame for St. Louis. Who do you want to go?
For who? Hall of Fame St. Louis?
Ozzie Smith.
Yeah.
And then Hall of Fame 30 home run season, let's go Ken Griffey Jr. There we go. And then 30 home run season on Boston, Big Poppy. So now all we need is Red Sox and St. Louis.
Red Sox and St. Louis. Man, I feel like there's like a couple.
Yeah, so do I.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like this is like
Yeah.
a kind of obvious one.
I'm kind of lost on it. A tough one for sure.
Yeah.
I just looked it up. It says some guys that played for him that are notable are Cy Young, Reggie Smith, Dennis Eckerly, J.D. Drew, Jesse Burkett. I don't think we were getting any of those.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning into today's show. Had a lot of fun. Make sure to go check out our vlog and our interview with Alex Cohn. Signing off, Ryan Dunleavy.
Ryan Zelinsky.
See you guys in the next episode.